Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Brad Munroe, founder of the Rebuild 360 Network. Today I have a very special guest here, and I call him the marathon man of real estate investors because he has been in real estate investing for over 25 years. He has built a business model that works. He is the owner of 2 auction companies. He is an associate broker with nationally known Sherman Ragland Real Investors Organization, and he is also the dean of the very prestigious Baltimore Insider Circle. His name is Don Miller Jr. How you doing today, Don?
I'm good, Brad. Thanks for having me.
Great, man. Great. No problem. Thank you for letting us in your doors, and
Sure.
you got a busy schedule. So, can you give us some background on yourself, Don, and just kind of tell how you got started in real estate investing?
Well, my start was a little bit different than a lot of people. I was a professional athlete from a very early age, and as I did well very early, I needed to start investing. And one of the benefits of investing in real estate was not only did I have the ability to make money at it, but I also got certain tax benefits, depreciation and deductions for expenses and things like that, that were beneficial. So that was the direction I went in very early, to start exploring how to set myself up. What at the time was a very dangerous career, to have something in place so that in case something went wrong with that particular career.
So we're going to get right into it. How have you had so much success in this industry, and how have you been able to survive for so long? Because a lot of people can't make it past a year in this real estate industry. So how have you done it?
Well, a lot of it is just continuing to learn about real estate and new opportunities, new ways of doing the real estate business, because there's so many aspects of real estate that are to make money in. So, but a lot of what I did over the years was started out with rental properties, and I was able to build a second income, so that I had the not only income coming in, but when I had a career change, which I mentioned earlier, back years ago, I had income coming in, so I was able to sustain myself and continue to grow and move forward. And as I increased my knowledge of real estate, I was able to find better ways to do better deals, that more lucrative deals, deals that throw off a lot more cash, a lot more capital. The rates of returns were much higher, so that not only was my time leveraged, but my money was leveraged because I was doing better deals.
And how did you find those deals? I mean, what methods or marketing techniques did you employ to find those great deals, those rental properties?
Well, interestingly enough, I mean, there's most of us find deals one of 3 ways: either word of mouth, we do direct mail marketing, or we find stuff in the multiple listing service or other online services that these days that properties are put out there in the marketplace. But the finding the deals is only part of the challenge. It's understanding numbers and what the numbers mean, and more importantly, where you're going. If you don't understand what direction you're going or why you're doing the deal that you're doing, whether it's for cash, capital, cash flow, or for equity building, because I mean, clearly, to be able to take a $200,000 property, if you buy it for $100 grand, that's great.
Right.
You've got $100,000 worth of equity, but what do you do with it? Do you leverage it up for other cash flow? Do you just turn around and sell it, flip it, wholesale, whatever it may be? So if you don't know what you're dealing with and where your opportunity is, you don't really know what to do with it. So and that comes with experience. So over the years, I've learned how to find deals, but as much as importantly is to recognize a deal and where the opportunity is in that deal. Now, because of my years of experience, and it's not uncommon for me to find properties that I can purchase that will throw off anywhere from 18 to the low 20% a year in net income. When you find properties, now they may not go up much in value, but if a property can throw off 20% a year, you have your return of capital in 5 years.
Right.
After that, it's all gravy. And so when I look for properties, that's what I shoot for. I shoot for 20%. And if I can get 20% and the risk is minimal, I'm all over it. If it's an area that is 20% or property's 20%, but the risk is elevated, then I have to think about it. But does that mean I turn down an office building such as this one that might generate maybe 8% a year? No, if it makes sense. So it's understanding where you want to go, what your needs are, and being realistic about it, continuing to learn and find the opportunities and recognize the opportunities.
Fantastic. Now, let's talk about raising capital. Early on, investors don't have money. A lot of investors don't have money. Entrepreneurs in general, they usually fail because they don't have the capital to build their business. What do you recommend for a new investor as far as raising capital?
Well, primarily, if you're raising capital, can be done in one of three ways: knowing people, borrowing it from traditional sources such as banks and institutions, and/or privately from some people that you know, and/or hard money lenders. And they all have different components that you need to take into account when you are doing that. First and foremost is get some money saved. Cut back on going to the movies or going out to dinner or drinking a beer, whatever it is, and get some money saved. Two is got to clean your credit up. And that's what a lot of folks are running into in the current market, because so many people, economic lives were just crushed back in 2008 when the market collapsed, when everything collapsed. And many people are still feeling the reverberations from that damage that was done to their financial wherewithal. So folks that are learning how to clean up their credit, get some money saved, are putting themselves in a position to get capital from banks. And as long as you have some capital and you have decent credit, most banks, small banks, will lend to any new investor for a rental property. They may not do it for a rehab, but then again, it depends on your experience. So if you're looking to do a rehab and you need capital, then if you go to a bank, then you're going to need to have somebody with you that has experience doing that. Same with commercial real estate. A lot of folks want to be involved in commercial real estate, but if you've never had experience handling rental properties, a bank is never going to lend you money on a commercial property. So it's understanding where you're at, making sure you get yourself in a good position. I find I borrow money privately, and I find it's really just about telling people what I do. Now, in everybody's defense, he said I have been doing this for close to 30 years, and so it's much easier for me to be able to talk about the nuts and bolts of what I'm doing. People are comfortable with the fact that I have experience that if they lend me money, that they're going to get their money back, and preferably get a return on their money, which is no reason if I'm doing my job correctly. There's no reason not only to get their money back, but they'll get the return they're expecting to get back. So raising capital is a push me, pull you, yin and yang of growing, getting the capital, having the experience to get more capital, and it's a challenge, but certainly it is learning, getting a deal done, getting any deal done, working with somebody that can help you get a deal done so that you can start establishing that experience and that credibility that you have experience to be able to handle money, more importantly somebody else's money. So it's taking baby steps. You've got to learn how to crawl before you can learn how to walk, and so you've got to do something, anything that will help you get into a deal, with a deal, partner with a deal, something that will start you on that path. Even if you make no money doing the deal, just get involved so that you can start that path of the credibility of knowing what it is you're doing.
Awesome. As you can see, Don has tons of knowledge. So these are the individuals that we are getting involved in the Rebuild 360 network. So the last question I have for you, Don, is will you create a profile on the Rebuild 360 network site? Will you be an active participant in the community?
Well, I see no reason why I wouldn't. I mean, your goals for the site and the organization seem to be well thought out, and certainly I would like to think that not only could I join and be a participant and add value, but certainly be of assistance to anybody that I can. And who knows, some of those young, aggressive folks like yourself will be able to find some great deals for me.
That's what it's all about. It's about connecting. So thank you so much, Don. I appreciate your time. And I'll see you on the next video, guys.